It's the 43rd running of Rally New Zealand and the final round of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. The roads around Raglan will resonate with the sound of high-revving engines as New Zealand's best take on the roads they love.
It's great to be back on roads that we've raced on in the past.
Cool roads, and I think they suit my style quite well, just quite flowing and reasonably fast.
The battle for the title New Zealand champion has come down to 3 drivers.
I hope it goes down to the last stage. You know, whatever happens on Sunday afternoon, I'm just so proud that I'm involved in a championship that's so close and everyone's fought so hard for.
Obviously there's a great field, there's a lot of people that could win the rally. Can't wait to get out there and attack the Rally New Zealand stages.
It's been a long year. It all comes down to this rally and I really want to be a champion on Sunday.
And Hayden Patton returns hoping to end the season on a high.
This is going to be my last rally of the year, determined to go out on a high, enjoy it, and of course try and bring home a good result.
12 stages, 2 days. This is Rally New Zealand.
Welcome to Tauranga, the home of Rally of New Zealand 2017. Tauranga is the centre of the Bay of Plenty, home of Kiwifru country in New Zealand, but it's also known for its stunning beaches that all lead to Mount Maunganui. The mount's often known for its great surfing, but the waves aren't really pumping today. So let's go and check out the other side of the island, 150 kilometres away. So here we are in Raglan, 150 k's away on the west coast, and home to some famous surf breaks like Manu Bay. And not a bad place to have Rally Central for day one, Rally of New Zealand. So let's go and ask the drivers and see what they think.
Well, certainly Whonga Coast, I mean, that's iconic, and Tahiti Wai. Te Akau South, I mean, they're fast flowing. You've just got the typical Waikato County roads, much like the Waitomo Rally, and just really enjoyable to drive.
I've got so many great memories of them, competing on them, but also spectating on them, watching the WRC cars, whiz across those roads. So it's great to be back on roads that we've raced on in the past.
Cool roads, and I think they suit my style quite well, just quite flowing and reasonably fast. So yeah, looking forward to it.
The Raglan roads on the Saturday, roads I love, and driving over them are bringing back awesome memories and a lot of stuff I actually remember.
As I say, we're here to have some fun. If the car and everything's behaving, then I think we can be competitive, but that's not the priority. Obviously, I'll be keeping a close eye on the championship battle behind. There's a 3-way fight there, and I'm very intrigued to see who's going to come out on top.
Round 5 of the championship was held around Waitomo in the King Country. Max Bailey debuted the Ford Fiesta R5 and briefly led the rally. But it was a resurgent Ben Hunt who took the rally lead on stage 3 and held on to win. In doing so, putting himself back into championship contention. Andrew Hawkswood had a scare when his engine began overheating on stage 2, but he nursed it home to hold on to the championship lead. With Matt Summerfield having turbo issues, the championship chase was down to just 11 points between Hunt, Summerfield and Hawkswood. Meanwhile, the 2-wheel drive New Zealand title was blown wide open when championship favourite Anthony Jones crashed heavily, handing the lead to Fiesta driver Dylan Thompson.
That's a big one. You all right? You all right? You okay?
So looking at the points, Hawkswood ahead by 10. But with a total of 44 points up for grabs, even David Holder has a chance to win. Rally New Zealand would start on the Tauranga waterfront. All eyes on Andrew Hawkswood, the veteran looking for his first New Zealand title, up against the young gun Matt Summerfield.
To win the championship is obviously the main aim. To do that, I think it's going to be, with this rally being over 2 days and technical stages, just going to have to sort of be there or thereabouts. You don't have to go out and try and win every stage because it will end up going pear-shaped, or even getting the cars through both these days is going to be pretty tough.
And with Ben Hunt closing on the points as well, the pressure is all on Andrew Hawkswood.
No doubt about it. I've really got the championship in my sights. I'll just go out there. I mean, we've hardly put a mark on the car all year. I'll just go and drive my own race, and we'll just see what happens, see where we're at after the first day, I guess, and then take it from there.
The Rally New Zealand trophy is up for grabs here. So will it be a drive for a championship or a drive for a trophy? So let's take a look at these stages with the Ineos Oil stage preview. Day 1 heads to Raglan, 3 stages repeated, includes the fabulous Whangaa coast and starts at Te Hutawai. Another fabulous stage, stage 1 Te Hutawai, starts on tarmac, so the drivers will take it easy off the line, but not long before Hayden Patton is on his favourite surface and going hard.
And that favourite surface is gravel. It's what we all want to see, and it's what Hayden wants to play on back here at Rally New Zealand.
And Patton sets the opening time, 8 minutes 11.9.
Hayden, great to be back on New Zealand stages.
Yeah, magic piece of road. Okay, a lot of gravel, so we're just sliding everywhere, but good fun.
So Patton looking for a Rally New Zealand win, Hawkswood looking for a Rally New Zealand Championship title, which he just needs to stay in touch with Hunt and Summerfield.
Hayden's going to have the pick of the road positions. He's going to have to do a little bit of sweeping, so that'll slow him down a little bit, but certainly not as much as being stuck in dust. But generally it's the same for everybody. So I think the key I've found in the past is just not lose your cool and drive what you can see and listen to the notes. That's where they really come into it.
Andrew, first stage done. How are the hands? Are they steady?
Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, it's pretty slippy in there, but I guess it's going to be the same for everyone. I guess we're sweeping a bit off, but dust is going to be an issue later.
And how was it following behind Hayden?
No problem at all.
Ben Hunt is next on the road. The cars today running 2-minute gaps, but still there's a lot of dust hanging around. Look at that.
Yeah, Brownie, that's a massive amount of dust. Even running with 2-minute gaps, these drivers are still having to struggle with dust coming into and out of corners. Imagine how bad it would be with 1-minute gap.
I think someone went wide in there. I don't know if it was Hayden or Andrew, but we were pushing in there. We just get it back to service. We've got a few issues with our fly-by-wire, so we just want to try and work on that. And it's cut out about 4 or 5 times, like we've been having troubles with all year. So it's just got worse.
Matt Summerfield running 4th on the road, so he'll be the first car to really sort of benefit from the effect of the front cars sweeping off that gravel.
I think running 4th on the road, for us road position wise, it's pretty good. There is a little bit on top for the first pass anyway, so we'll get a little bit of a gain there. And I think with the dust issue, because it's definitely been very dry, 4th's okay because you either want to be 1st or 4th, so we'll take that.
Matt, battle is on already 2.5 seconds up on Ben.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Surprised. I don't think it was a really good run through there. It was nothing special, but kept it pretty tidy, kept it clean. A lot of dust coming in the car, which is kind of a bit distracting at the moment, but apart from that, it was a pretty tidy run.
Dave Holder back in the Holden Barina.
Those are going to be an interesting one. I've made maybe a slight faux pas in what tyres I brought to the event. I've got a few softs in the garage, so we might have to do some mixed compounds just to keep things wearing evenly. But yeah, I think to go out on softs is going to be a bad move this rally, and it'll be a matter of backing off them and letting them come back on mid-stage on a few of those harder, gnarlier stages.
I think Dave's got a really good point there. These Rally New Zealand stages are tough. They haven't been raced on for 5 years, and they've always burnt through tyres in the past. David, you feeling more comfortable in that car?
Yeah, I struggled a wee bit for rhythm in there though, which is a bit hot. But no, it's good. Just got to get into it this morning.
Sloane Cox looking forward to stages where he can attack in this big, powerful Evo 10.
Let's be honest, Sloane attacks anywhere he can in this car. He's using all of the road here. He knows there's gravel to clean off still, so he's just using the power in this car to push things as far and fast as he can. How do you think the stage is compared to the previous times you run it?
It's an awesome condition. Bloody dusty, but awesome condition. It's normally great through here, so it's like I remember and I love it.
Dylan Turner looking forward to putting his Audi AP4 through these iconic stages, but he'd chosen the wrong tyre compound.
Dylan, how was the stage?
Pretty slippery, hard to get a rhythm, but just too loose and just, bouncing over the top of the stones, and our tyres feel a little bit, or way too soft, We should be on a medium. They'll be right in there, but we'll get caned a bit in Whangaa, I think.
Emma Gilmore on the stage. And that's Max Bailey ahead. The Fiesta R5 on its side and out of the rally.
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest. It all happened really fast. On a left-hander there, that tightens quite late. So, yeah, not too sure what happened, but it is what it is. Car tipped over, fairly low speed, but I think that'll be us for the weekend.
Stage 2, Whangar Coast. 30 kilometres of iconic road, which races through the picturesque countryside before diving down to follow the scenic coastline back to Raglan.
And remember that none of these rally drivers have seen or competed on this scenic stage since Rally New Zealand in 2012.
So that's a 5-year gap. One man who knows all about these roads, though, is Hayden Patton. And after the year he's had, he's just out to go fast and then go home. But of course he is home and making the most of it as well. In Patton's time, 20 minutes, 33.2, a long way off the WRC stage record, but there's a lot of gravel on the stage.
It starts off, it's open and flowing, and you know, it's got some really fast sections in it, and then to me it always seems to go on about 5k's too long. You know, you sort of get into the coast and then you just think, you know, you do about 4 or 5k's of that and you think it's going to be, you know, that's the end of it, and then all of a sudden it's got a sting in its tail and it just tightens up again, and you know, the last 2 or 3k's is just like, you know, come on, you're kidding me. We need to get this over with.
And as Andrew drives through this spectacular section of the road, you have to remember this is the first time that these new AP4 cars have had a chance to race on these fantastic Rally New Zealand roads and really test them ourselves against the times from S2000 cars of the past.
And this is the part that Andrew Hawkswood was talking about, where you're suddenly in the bush and it's tight and it's twisty right down to the end. Time 23:45.7, over a minute down on Patton. Ben Hunt needs to be ahead of Hawkswood if he's to claim his second New Zealand title. But after a throttle issue on stage 1, he now has more issues.
10 to go, mate. No brake, right. Keep it 1, 2 right. 1, 4 left minus.
And with no brakes, they would drop Hunt to 12th. Now that should take some pressure off Matt Summerfield.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I really like the start of it before it goes tight and twisty, especially working your way towards the famous spectator left junction. And even from there down the hill is probably some of the best road in the country for sure, and definitely the most challenging road that we'll probably do all year.
But the roads are starting to wear on tyres, and Summerfield is the first to really suffer dramatic tyre failure.
And we've seen it in the past when WRC cars were running here on the stage. Complete destruction of tyre.
20.
And I think we're seeing that here to Matt's tyres.
Okay.
How far to go?
Like 1.5 k's. What's wrong with it?
We've got a puncher.
Okay, 1 left.
It's the seductive nature of these roads that drivers almost don't realise how much damage they're doing to the tyres as they're coming through the last section of Whangar Coast.
And the road conditions are starting to benefit the cars further back, like Josh Marston, third fastest on the stage, and he was running 12th on the road.
And it's a fantastic result for this Holden AP4 team. They've had a tough year beating these new cars in, but now both their drivers are really pushing it and are on song.
Compare that to Dave Holder, running just behind Matt Summerfield. Dave 9 seconds slower than his teammate.
5 right in, 80, to a hug. 3 right in, 5 left minus. Hug, half, 5 right minus. 6 left, 30, long 2 left, don't.
Graham Featherston running 11th on the road. He was just 7 seconds slower than Marston.
What I find so special about Whangar Coast is that it's the scenery you're in. You come right to the edge of New Zealand and all you can see is this beautiful view of the water, and it's a little bit of farmland holding you back from that. But of course you only see that on recce. When you're racing, you know it's there, you see glimpses, but your concentration's on the road.
A fantastic run through the opening part of the stage for Cox, But disaster near the end when the car lost a gear linkage and he crawled out of the stage 4 minutes down. Meanwhile, Dylan Turner also struck problems and stopped in the stage. And that slowed Emma Gilmore as she caught Turner's dust.
And you can see Dylan's pulled over there to let Emma past. One of the fantastic things that we have in the championship right now is the rally safe and the ability for drivers to say push to pass to any slower cars in front of them and to get them out of the way. But that still doesn't help you when your tyres are going off at the same time.
Well, you've got it all noted and you know how slow you have to go, and we went in really slowly, turned and the car just sledged straight off. Like, we were going slowly, but we still sledged really slow towards the outside of the corner. I was like, really? No. Even Anthony said something, I think. So, yeah, but we didn't go off, so it was a bonus.
Dave Strong has many years' experience on these Rally New Zealand stages, and that put him up into the top 10. So after 2 stages of Rally New Zealand, the battle for the championship is alive and well, and it's welcome home to Hayden Paddon.
Hayden, comfortable?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, first time back on these stages for 5 or 6 years for everyone, and you know, you forget how good they are.
And Whanga Coast, the last stage, you know, great stage, right?
Oh, it's an amazing stage, but never driven it with so much gravel. You know, yeah, huge amount of gravel. Same for everyone, but yeah, sliding around, using a bit of the road, and for sure it'll be a lot faster second time through.
Andrew, how was Whanga Coast?
Yeah, no, much better, much better. Had a couple of issues in the first stage, you know, just dumb stuff, and probably just trying to be a little bit too cautious. So, no, we're away now.
Great stage 1, stage 2, not so great.
Yeah, we had an issue with the brake pedal, and you know, about 15k from the end it was stuck on, and you know, that's motorsport, so we didn't lose too much time, I didn't think, but you know, it's pretty scary going around Whanga Coast with drops right down to the sea and no pedal, so we need to sort out what's wrong with the pedal box and see why they're jammed on. So you know, then you obviously get boiled brakes and then it's history. But yeah, we tried to not lose as much as we could and keep pressing on. It's a long rally.
I was going to ask if it was 2 punctures, but even though that tyre's not a puncture, it's as close as I've ever seen, mate.
Yeah, no, we had a bit of drama in there, 5Ks from the end. Got a puncture and on the left front. Just made the decision to continue on. Wasn't really sure. We knew they were pretty buggered, but yeah, wasn't really sure the condition of the right front either, and that turns out that's not too good.
Emma, I heard about bad hair days before. Well, what about bad tyre day?
Yeah, no, it wasn't very good when we got to the end of the first stage, and we'd done about 11 Ks and the tyres were already looking pretty poked, and it was like, we've got a long way to go and it's going to get tighter and twistier the more we go into that next stage. So yeah, it was a case of just getting through. That's all you can do.
Coming up, another classic WRC stage, but who can make their tyres last the distance? Welcome back to the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. Stage 3, Te Akau South. 32 kilometres, so the longest stage of the day, and a stage which lets the drivers get some speed on.
Yeah, Te Akau, both north and south, again, have got a lot of history. Okay, this year we're only doing the south, but quite different to Whanga, a lot faster, flowing. You know, it's sort of, Saturday's a real challenging day here. You've got long stages, but you know, stages that can bite you quite quickly as well. So yeah, it'll be a good day rallying.
Yes, a good day so far for Paddon. It's funny to hear him say too much gravel. Of course, he's got the job of clearing all the loose gravel. Still winning the stage in a Hyundai i20 AP4. Andrew Hawkswood in a comfortable position ahead of his rivals Hunt and Summerfield, and moving into second behind Paddon in the top category.
And Andrew's just been quietly doing his work here. We've had gravel, brakes, punctures and a bad tyre day, and yet he's nervously made his way through those first 2 stages to now really be in the driving seat for this championship.
Matt Summerfield had put his tyre wear behind him, second fastest on this stage, and that would lift him back into the top 5. The battle definitely not over for the championship.
3 right plus.
But more issues, sadly, for Dylan Turner, who stopped twice in the stage. Ben Hunt was laid out of the service as his crew tried to fix the brake issues, and that put him behind Turner on the stage, and it's not long before he hits the dust.
Over crest 150. 7 left, times to 6, opens 120.
But Hunt is back on the pace, just 1.4 seconds behind Hawkswood here, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, what side's it on? Mine, front left. Yeah, front right.
Emma Gilmore was also worried about tyre wear after the first 2 stages, and she also suffered a puncture, but she was able to drive out and keep inside the top 10 for the morning.
David was halfway through the stage with 15 k's to go, and there was no way he was going to make it to the end of the puncture. Emma, however, has decided to take the risk that she can make it to the end of the stage with that noise battering her car, rather than spend 3 minutes changing a puncture.
Graham Featherston dropping from 3rd to 5th here, but still just a second behind Summerfield. Josh Marsden had another good run on stage 3. He dropped to 3rd place, but was only 1 second behind Hawkswood.
And it's been a long season for these guys, but these cars are coming on strong after a year of development, and that bodes well for next season and gives the guys a lot of confidence.
So after 3 stages of Rally New Zealand, Hayden Patton had extended his lead to over 2 minutes, but in the chase for the championship, just 16 seconds separated Hawkswood and Summerfield.
It's a big push from now on, So Whangarei Coast, it's you want to push in it, but it can bite you. But it's pretty important for the championship, so we need to have a go in there, and that's why we're here.
People talk about it. It's actually pretty hard sometimes to drive for an overall championship rather than speed on the stages. How are you finding it out there?
No, it's not easy, And I do struggle with it. I'd rather just be pushing on flat out. But you know, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We got this afternoon and tomorrow yet, so you never know. Might be put in that position and go for it.
Now, the Gold Rally Challenge had produced an outstanding performance by Adam Bly in his older Evo 8. He had challenged Hayden Patton, and after 3 stages, sat 2nd overall on Saturday. It helped that the roads were sweeping clear, but still a great performance. Richard Bateman 2nd in class, but 90 seconds down on Bly. Warwick Redfern steady in 3rd. And Jono Shapley showing a great end of season form in his Evo 4. This season has seen Shapley find consistent speed. Matt Jensen had been slowed by tyre wear but held 4th in the class. Daniel Alexander led the 2-wheel drive section of the Gold Challenge. So back to Te Hurawai for stage 4. The road should be well and truly swept for the 2nd pass.
Yes, and you can see the swept line that's developed there, and Hayden is going to stick to that. There should be a significant improvement in the stage times on the 2nd run through.
Flat 3 left, plus opens wide, 60.
Let's see if there is. Stage time in the morning was 8 minutes 11.9. Now 7 minutes 53.5, so 18 seconds faster.
7:53.
Dylan Turner 2nd fastest on the stage, but had lost too much time in the morning, now fighting back from 28th place. Sloane Cox had repaired his gear linkage problem, 3rd fastest on the stage, as he too tried to fight back. But his brakes failed after the end of the stage and he was out for the day.
Plus 30. Small flat crest 30. 5 left plus in.
Matt Summerfield hadn't given up on the championship chase, gaining 7 seconds on Hawkswood here and moving up to 4th.
Right, it's a long 4 left, minus.
Ben Hunt trying hard on the stage, but although he was 5th fastest, his tyres were damaged by the heat.
And you can already see Ben working hard on the steering wheel there, trying to get the car pointed in. And remember, this is only a 10k stage with Whanga Coast still to go.
Progress 20, keep it 4 right.
Great to see David Holder pushing the Holden Marina hard. This will have benefits for Greg Murphy when he gets back behind the wheel in 2018. Hawkswood taking a conservative approach now, just 7th fastest on the stage, but he would have to keep a close eye on Summerfield, who'd close within 10 seconds.
And Andrew's talking a good game about being in control, but he is getting flustered and Matt is pushing hard. He needs to stay on the road here.
6 left, minus 80.
Coming up, the fabulous Whanga Coast continues to tear the tyres apart, and we find the Gold Rally Challenge winner for 2017.
Definitely winning the national championship last year was my best experience with Dave.
Pretty much every time Matt and I go rallying, it's a really great experience, but I'd have to say the highlight would have been to when we won the Canterbury Rally this year, which is our home event. I have to say I had a bit of a tear in my eye as we came down the hill of Ashley Forest.
It's like my best experience would have to be probably Marmara Rally in 2013, 3rd overall. We had a few issues with the car, but we managed to survive and fantastic result.
I think undoubtedly the win in Canterbury last year. Emma's been trying to, or doing the New Zealand Rally Championship for many, many years, and it was great to be able to be alongside her to help her win that.
Stage 5, the repeat of the Whanga Coast. The loose gravel will be gone, but underneath there's a harsh bedrock just waiting to tear the tyres to shreds. This time it's the power stage as well. Good to see plenty of Kiwi fans waving on our Kiwi star from the WRC, and Hayden Paddon pushing for a record here.
50. Slight half 5 row minus opens.
Ooh, and pushing's the right word there, Brownie. Hayden is on fire here, and there's obviously still a little bit of gravel around to keep him on his toes.
Now, the New Zealand record is 21 minutes 48.8, held by Richard Mason. The time, 21:41.5, a new stage record for Paddon.
Hayden, a minute faster than this morning. That's a good improvement.
Yeah, the roads are like tarmac. It's unbelievable how much it's swept off, and you do have to drive it like tarmac. You just can't throw the car around. And last 5Ks, I think the tyres were completely gone. So in these conditions, it's actually really tricky.
Now, the power stage points are not that important for Hayden Paddon, but for Andrew Hawkswood, every point counts as he tries to win his first New Zealand Rally Championship crown.
Yeah, Andrew's probably not even worried about how fast Hayden's going, what times he's doing. He's only worried about Matt and Ben and staying in front of those two cars.
His stage time, 22 minutes 47.8. That's 1 minute 6 down on Paddon.
Andrew, obviously the power stage very important for championship points. How do you think you've gone?
We tried our hardest, you know. Hey, if Matt beats us in there, he deserves it, eh? If anyone, you know, like, I just tried hard. So the brakes and that went away a bit at the end, but I guess it's the same for everybody. So.
Also driving hard, Matt Summerfield. Even 1 point gained over Hawkswood on the power stage would help close that gap to just 10 points.
Oh no, it looks like disaster here for Matt. You can hear there's a massive puncture in that car. It looks like the tyres completely come apart. You can see the debris coming off to the right. This really could be the end of Matt's championship challenge.
Christ, we never get a puncher and we get 2 in one rally.
Well, Nicole, that kind of sums it up.
Matt, 15 down on Andrew in the power stage. That's crucial.
Yeah, it is. We did the best with what we had, but yeah, another puncher, so such is life.
Is there anything you can do now?
Oh, of course there is. Yeah, it's a long day, a long way to go yet, so we'll just keep pushing as best we can.
David Holder second to Paddon on the power stage, while Graham Featherston took the final 5th place point. But this stage would prove to be the downfall of Ben Hunt.
No gas.
The throttle problem returning early in the stage at the spectator junction. Running behind him, Josh Marsden soon found himself catching Hunt's dust.
And Hunt's pulled over here to let Josh past. He must have received a notification on the rally safe that there was a car behind him.
Just keep going. They did pop up. Oh, there it is.
And that allowed Josh to carry on, dust-free.
23.03, you're right up there.
Yeah, I had a pretty good run through there. We caught Ben probably halfway through the tight stuff and followed him for a few Ks, but he pulled over to let us pass, which was good, and had a really good run. Like, just loving driving the car. Like, it's just so much easier when it flows, and it's just awesome.
Still going left.
But Hunt's woes continued as he struggles with the dust and now multiple punctures.
Ben, that's a disaster, mate.
Yeah, you know, we had a bit of a push through to Hootawa and the car felt fantastic. Running Dunlop hards, and mate, they were awesome, but you know, probably used a bit too much tyre in there and front to rear them before Whonga, but about 10-12k from the end, all three tyres let go, so we stopped and changed one front and you know, just dragged the arse out here, but you know, never give up, but we'll see if we can get it back to the service park.
So with just one stage left to run on day one, special stage 6, Te Akau South, Hayden Paddon would continue his charge out front. He was setting the pace and giving himself a great boost after a difficult WRC season. Andrew Hawkes would look comfortable as both Hunt and Summerfield fell victims on the Whangā coast.
And being comfortable sounds good, but when you're comfortable, you're relaxed. And when you're relaxed, stuff can go wrong. That was close, Andrew.
5 right plus, 5 left minus.
Matt Summerfield still pushing hard, and despite the puncture on Whangā coast, just 15 seconds behind Hawkswood, but now looking like his championship would come down to Hawkswood making a mistake. Josh Marsden finished the stage dropping to 4th, just behind Summerfield, but he stopped out of the stage with an engine issue and had to retire. Featherston ending the day in 5th, but Emma Gilmore losing 3 minutes with another puncture on the stage.
2 right. 60.
Well, we've stopped talking about tyre wear. This is now more of a tyre war. And unfortunately for Emma this time, it's the middle of the stage. She's got no choice but to stop, lose the 3 minutes, change the puncture, and try and get things back on track.
And talk about keeping the sponsor happy, Brian Green up to 9th position, even managing an impressive jump on the stage.
6 right plus.
Oh, go Greenie. Oh, he's keeping the young boys honest and showing there's still plenty of life in this old container.
And that's exciting for a Kiwi rally driver. Results end of day one, Paddon predictably a day of domination. Hawkswood staying ahead in the chase for the championship.
Andrew, one hand firmly placed on the trophy.
Yeah, we'll just be pretty happy if I was in this position tomorrow afternoon, but you know, so it's still got a long day tomorrow.
And through most of the day, you know, you're feeling pretty comfortable. Those last stages, still comfortable?
Yeah, to be honest, I pushed on a little bit in the last stage, and you know, we went off for about a kilometre before the end of the stage and lost a little bit of time and gave the car a bit of a knock. So, you know, it knocked me around a little bit, to be honest. And you know, I was surprised how fast Matt is going. So, you know, he's right there.
Matt, what a day, mate.
Yeah, it's been a pretty up and down day. Definitely been trying really hard out there. So apart from the 2 punches, we would have been right up there. So still in the fight though.
Well, definitely still in the fight. You know, you're only just hanging off Andrew and pushing him for it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to give it to him easy. So yeah, it's going to be another long day tomorrow. The roads are pretty tough. So yeah, anything can still happen.
Joining Paddon's pack for the weekend was Hayden's WRC co-driver Seb Marshall, experiencing New Zealand's gravel highways as a spectator.
Seb, first time coming to New Zealand, first time seeing New Zealand stages and doing a bit of spectating. Tell us how your day went.
Oh, it's been a fantastic day. We've managed to catch 4 of the 6 stages and seeing what New Zealand rallying's all about, and it's been fantastic experience. Just incredible roads and great place to be and spectate the rally.
And what's your thoughts on the difference between here and home events for you back in the UK?
Oh, I mean, okay, there's certain rallies we go to which have got a similar sort of enjoyable flow and rhythm to, but the stages are so smooth, they're so kind of, okay, the surface is nice, the rhythm for the co-driver particularly is just, beautiful. You can sit back and just, relax, get into a real good flow, and it's just a pleasure to co-drive really. There's no nasty surprises or big bangs or anything you get on some rallies, so it's just, at least from the outside looking in, it looks like a lot of fun.
Day 1 was the final for the Gold Rally Challenge. Scoring third in the challenge, two-wheel drive, Andrew Gillies in a Datsun Sunny. Dave Taylor once again in the podium in his Civic. And Daniel Alexander taking the class win in his Starlet. The Adams brothers 6th in the challenge in the Group A Gallant. Jensen 5th in the Evo, unable to catch a much improved Jonathan Shapley, who'd shown good form in 2017. Warwick Redfern 3rd in the challenge. Richard Bateman 2nd, just 29 seconds behind Bly. But it was Adam Bly winning the challenge and taking the trophy home for 2017. Just 2 Fiestas contesting the rally, and an important day for Dylan Thompson, who was leading the New Zealand two-wheel drive championship. But it was Max Tragilgas who led through the early stages of Saturday. Robbie Stokes had lost time on stage 2, but kept going till the end of the day. The Fiestas handled the hot conditions better than the rear-wheel drive cars, with Anthony Jones having to back off to save his tyres and protect his lead in the open two-wheel drive class. Coming up, we revisit Helicopter Corner. The championship chase goes down to the final stage. Day 2 of Rally New Zealand starts with another WRC stage, Manawa, a stage which is all new to Hayden Padden.
Never actually done the stage, so to see the stage in Reki, it's actually a very nice stage. Again, stage of 2 halves, very twisty in the first half, a bit more open and flowing in the second half. Probably the main character difference is quite a different road surface, more soft, sandy, pumicy type of surface, and then we have the long tarmac section in the middle as well, so quite different to Saturday.
Andrew Hawkswood relaxed about the day ahead, as well as the overall rally. They were also competing for Day 2 bonus points with up to 7 points per day and 25 points for the overall rally win.
So let's have a little bit of a peek inside the car and see just how relaxed Andrew is.
7 right, 7 left here, 150. To 5 left plus, 550, sorry, 550. Okay. You're calling the left, right or the left. Anyway, yeah, 5 left plus.
Also looking forward to the day, Matt Summerfield.
Manawa was a really nice stage. Probably won't suit our car so much. It was very tight and twisty in places. But looking forward to it. The surface is good, quite sandy, but softer than what we're used to. But yeah, with a bit of seal in the middle, changes things up as well. So.
Matt Summerfield, 17 seconds faster than Hawkswood, and that lifted him the overall standings to 2nd. Ben Hunt had nursed his Subaru home on Day 1, but any chance of a championship lost for now.
Along with his concentration.
Keep it 6 right, 40, keep it 5 left minus.
But Graham Featherston looking like heading for a good result as he hung on to 4th overall ahead of Dave Holder. Now, Stage 8 is Tech Park, a purpose-built rally testing ground, a great opportunity to show off the cars to the spectators, although they would be in the dust for a time. Patton familiar with the stage, as are many of the drivers who use it for testing.
But because it's a testing track, there'll be lots of tyres and other little hidden things scattered around the course. There'll be something for the drivers to watch out for.
And Patton creates the stage time record, 4 minutes 13.3.
Obviously not your typical sort of New Zealand stage, this one. It's a bit like a super special stage, if you like. So, yeah, the rallycross track, I think, will be quite rattled up on the second pass.
Hawkswood finding himself unsure now how to drive conservatively, the championship pressure starting to show.
Normally you wouldn't describe Andrew as a conservative driver, so this is going to be an important part where Jeff Crest steps up to the plate and calms the whole team down.
Andrew, 2 stages down, mate. Yeah, I know. I've actually decided this is actually harder than on a charge. You know that after that first one, it's a bit demoralising to lose that much time, and you know, I know exactly where it's going. And holy shit, I tell you, this is one of the hardest rallies I've ever driven.
Is there a point at which you then have to change mentality and know to push?
Well, we're not pushing now, so, you know, Hayden keeps saying to me, just think of the big picture. Don't worry, one slow day in 20 years, it's not too bad, you know.
Matt Summerfield piling on the pressure. He would extend his lead over Hawkswood to 4.5 seconds.
So you've got one driver doing all he can to go slow and not lose, and the other one going as fast as he can to try and win. Matt, that's another 2 seconds off Andrew.
Yeah, it's all right. Sort of mine's taken off that a bit at the moment. We think the car's got a blown head gasket, but we'll just keep filling up with water and see how we get on for the rest of the day. So, yeah, can't push on as hard as I'd like, but yeah, that's cool.
Final stage of the morning loop, Mangatoi, just 10.5 kilometres, but a spectacular stage which would be right at home in a WRC event, Patrick.
Yeah, that's right. Wouldn't it be fantastic to see the WRC cars blasting their way through the stages? But hey, if we have to settle for Hayden Patton, I'm just as happy. Look at him go.
Slide out, 4 left, plus opens, long, nip, slow. 20. Very fast, half for it, plus.
And Brownie, isn't it great to see JK back in the car with Hayden here, guiding him through these stages?
Short threader, plus on.
Yes, 2 great Kiwis just doing a great job. Good to see the team back together again.
Max 6 plus. 180.
Matt Summerfield not showing any lack of pace here though. So that head gasket issue he talked about isn't too bad. Still holding second overall and third for the day, 2 standings.
6 left braking, pink right, 3 left plus top opens.
Andrew Hawkswood doing enough just to keep that championship lead, but I tell you what, mate, he's driving like a nervous wreck.
Yeah, he's so close to the end, and that pressure just must be getting worse in the car. It's so close he can almost taste it.
Preston short, 6 left minus. Preston 8 right tightness 5 plus. 30. Sorry, say it again. 8 right tightness 5 plus.
Day 1 problems behind him. David Holder had set off to chase Hayden Patton on day 2. Just 4 seconds down on Patton on stage 8 and 11 down on stage 9. Holder was second place for day 2 and now 4th overall.
And having a better day than poor old Feathers, whose world's just turned upside down.
100 to a hug, 6 right plus.
Despite losing time at the end of day 1, Emma Gilmore now 5th overall, taking advantage of reliability while others had retired. Dave Strong also scoring a good result, now 6th overall. And the evergreen Brian Green just keeping on trucking, a minute back in 7th. So after the morning, Patton had extended his overall rally lead, while Summerfield was putting the pressure on Andrew Hawkswood.
Andrew, midday service, 3 stages down. How are you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. You know, it's probably one of the toughest drives we've ever had today, and you know, this measured drives it's certainly way easier to be on a charge. That's for sure. Well,
it begs the question, why not push then? It's only 9 seconds to Matt. Why not give it a nudge?
I'd be kicking myself if I chucked it off. We had a good, had a little scare yesterday, and that was enough to just make me just pull my head in and just do what we got to do.
So just 3 stages left to run, starting with Manawa. Should be well swept and fast this time.
We're here at the middle of the Manawa stage, the infamous helicopter corner, and right over my shoulder here is exactly the spot where the helicopter crashed here not many years ago. This corner is a fantastic spot for fans and spectators to come and watch these rally cars absolutely attack this stage. Oh, Hayden's fast through there. I think there's a bit of red mist coming down as he gets into the spectator junction.
3 left dips wide. What happened then?
And he was missing the power of the WRC car in that corner.
30. Back 6 left, opens long with a small crest. 40. Last half, vibrant plus opens long. Go.
And learning a valuable lesson about concentration at the start of the stage, David Holder.
Exit K50. 4 right minus 20. 4 left room. Well, you're right. Catch it. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of confidence by your co-driver Jason there, Dave.
Aside from that, this has been a spotless display of driving by Holder, who was heading to the Junior WRC in 2018. If Holder had been spotless, then you would describe Matt Summerfield as gutsy. This car was well past its use-by date, and yet Matt had pushed hard all weekend, hoping to see Hawkswood buckle under the pressure.
And instead of Andrew, it's been the Tyves that have completely buckled under the pressure.
And Emma Gilmore knows all about that, now pushing harder on day 2, up to 4th for the day. And Andrew Hawkswood still keeping in touch with Summerfield, and I guess that's been the best he can do at the moment, Patrick.
Yeah, and really that's all he wants to do. He wants to keep in touch with Matt, make sure he doesn't get too far away, and be safe.
So close to winning that New Zealand title he's been gunning for so many years. Dylan Turner, 5th in the day 2 standings, despite the spin. Gives us our best piece of car control for the rally. Around Helicopter Corner. Dave Strong closing to a minute on Gilmore on this stage. And Brian Green also staying in touch in 6th place. Another run through the tech park, and then it was on to the final stage, Mangatoy. And it's been a dream run for Hayden Paddon, and fitting too that he should return home to New Zealand for his first win of 2017. Rally New Zealand winner 2011, Rally New Zealand winner 2017. Welcome back, Hayden Paddon.
Hayden, you're here, mate. You've done it. You've won.
Yeah, perfect weekend. It's really enjoyed it this weekend. Huge credit to the team. They've sort of transformed this car, and now it's enjoyable to drive, and you can see that on the stage time. So huge thanks to them and Hyundai New Zealand. Tough year for everyone involved, but hopefully the tide's starting to turn.
A crowd of spectators on hand at the end of the stage, many nervous as they waited for Andrew Hawkswood to cross the line.
This is it. Andrew's heart in his chest. 1 corner to go. All the years, all the expectations, all the crashes, all the nerves this weekend. And he's got it. He's got that championship win.
Well done, mate. Well done, champ. Mate, right, good on you. Holy shit, sweet.
And those boys are happy in that car. Andrew Hawkswood, New Zealand's latest rally champion.
That's bloody awesome, eh? Holy hell, that was hard work, man. It was just, trying to drive at that pace where you just don't want to make a mistake, man. That was hard work.
And how good did that last corner feel?
Oh, that was so slow, but man, awesome. Holy hell, 20 years. 20 years, and here we are, finally. Slow starter.
Norm, how good does this feel, mate? One of the main people behind the scenes on these AP4 cars.
It's been a long time coming. So yeah, I'm just thinking about the championship for Andrew. So he's got there now, and that's all that matters at this you know, time.
Yeah, it all that matters, but you've been through a couple of years with Andrew, so this must be a special feeling for the whole team.
Yes, very much. I think the whole team though, but you know, Andrew puts a lot of effort into the whole rally scene and everything behind the scenes and everything, and it's all sort of paid off. So that's what makes it awesome.
So a couple of quiet beers tonight then?
Just one at a time anyway.
Oh, the relief. But for Matt and Nicole Summerfield, oh, so close. Hopefully, it won't take them 20 years for their moment of glory. Confirming the rally results then, Patton from Summerfield and Hawkeswood, Strong gets 5th place after Gilmore lost 8 minutes in the final stage. But the championship battle was also on the line for the New Zealand two-wheel drive title. Dylan Thompson taking the win on the stages and the title for 2017 and junior champion. Max Trigilgas, much improved to be the runner-up and taking the rookie title for 2017. And Robbie Stokes battling to the end in the older Toyota for 3rd. Anthony Jones having to settle for winning the open two-wheel drive race. Tony Gosling claimed the historic trophy for 2017, although for the second time he had to rely on his co-driver's shoelaces to replace a broken throttle cable. Paul Fraser taking 2nd, and Mike Cameron finishing 3rd for the season despite being sidelined here with a broken steering on day 2. And a popular championship win for Hawkeswood on the finish ramp in Tauranga.
Andrew, has it sunk in yet, mate?
Nah, not yet. nah, it's just awesome, you know, and you know, to have this team of people around me, that's what's done it for us. You know, too many years I spent trying to do it on my own, and to have Mel and T-Mac and Norm, and you know, it's bloody awesome.
You've come so close, and next year has to be the year, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just you know, it's at the point where I'm almost a wee bit annoyed, so the fire's well and truly lit, but yeah, missing out this year is just lit it for next year, so we'll come back better and stronger.
It's taken 20 years, but all the hard work paying off for the 2017 Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally champions Andrew Hawkeswood, Jeff Kress and the team at Force Motorsport. Well done, and we'll be back in 2018 for another season in the land of the long grey gravel.